Numbers 33. The stages of Israel's journey from Egypt. These are the stages of the people of Israel, when they went forth out of the land of Egypt by their hosts under the leadership of Moses and Aaron. Moses wrote down their starting places, stage by stage, by command of the Lord, and these are their stages according to their starting places. They set out from Ramesses in the first month, on the 15th day of the first month. On the day after the Passover the people of Israel went out triumphantly in the sight of all the Egyptians, while the Egyptians were burying all their firstborn, whom the Lord had struck down among them. Upon their gods also the Lord executed judgments. So the people of Israel set out from Ramesses, and encamped at Succos. And they set out from Succos, and encamped at Etham, which is on the edge of the wilderness. And they set out from Etham, and turned back to Pihahiroth, which is east of Baal-Zephon, and they encamped before Migdal. And they set out from before Hahiroth, and passed through the midst of the sea into the wilderness, and they went a 3 days' journey in the wilderness of Etham, and encamped at Marah. And they set out from Marah, and came to Elim. At Elim there were 12 springs of water and 70 palm trees, and they encamped there. And they set out from Elim, and encamped by the Red Sea. And they set out from the Red Sea, and encamped in the wilderness of Sin. And they set out from the wilderness of Sin, and encamped at Dophkah. And they set out from Dophkah, and encamped at Alish. And they set out from Alish, and encamped at Rephidim, where there was no water for the people to drink. And they set out from Rephidim, and encamped in the wilderness of Sinai. And they set out from the wilderness of Sinai, and encamped at Kibroth-Hattava. And they set out from Kibroth-Hattava, and encamped at Hazeroth. And they set out from Hazeroth, and encamped at Rithmah. And they set out from Rithmah, and encamped at Rimmon Perez. And they set out from Rimmon Perez, and encamped at Libnah. And they set out from Libnah, and encamped at Rissah. And they set out from Rissah, and encamped at Kehilatha. And they set out from Kehilatha, and encamped at Mount Shepher. And they set out from Mount Shepher, and encamped at Harada. And they set out from Harada, and encamped at Makheloth. And they set out from Makheloth, and encamped at Tahat. And they set out from Tahat, and encamped at Terah. And they set out from Terah, and encamped at Mithkah. And they set out from Mithkah, and encamped at Hashmanah. And they set out from Hashmanah, and encamped at Mosroth. And they set out from Mosroth, and encamped at Benajacan. And they set out from Benajacan, and encamped at Horagijad. And they set out from Horagijad, and encamped at Jotbatha. And they set out from Jotbatha, and encamped at Abrona. And they set out from Abrona, and encamped at Eziangeber. And they set out from Eziangeber, and encamped in the wilderness of Zin, that is, Kadesh. And they set out from Kadesh, and encamped at Mount Hor, on the edge of the land of Edom. And Aaron the priest went up Mount Hor at the command of the Lord, and died there, in the 40th year after the people of Israel had come out of the land of Egypt, on the 1st day of the 5th month. And Aaron was 123 years old when he died on Mount Hor. And the Canaanite, the king of Arad, who dwelt in the Negeb in the land of Canaan, heard of the coming of the people of Israel. And they set out from Mount Hor, and encamped at Zalmanah. And they set out from Zalmanah, and encamped at Punon. And they set out from Punon, and encamped at Abath. And they set out from Abath, and encamped at Eabarim, in the territory of Moab. And they set out from Eam, and encamped at Dibongad. And they set out from Dibongad, and encamped at Ammon-Diblathaim. And they set out from Ammon-Diblathaim, and encamped in the mountains of Abarim, before Nebo. And they set out from the mountains of Abarim, and encamped in the plains of Moab by the Jordan at Jericho. They encamped by the Jordan from Beth-Shemoth as far as Abel-Shittim in the plains of Moab. Directions for the conquest of Canaan. And the Lord said to Moses in the plains of Moab by the Jordan at Jericho, Say to the people of Israel, When you pass over the Jordan into the land of Canaan, then you shall drive out all the inhabitants of the land from before you, and destroy all their figured stones, and destroy all their molten images, and demolish all their high places, and you shall take possession of the land and settle in it, for I have given the land to you to possess it. You shall inherit the land by lot according to your families. To a large tribe you shall give a large inheritance, and to a small tribe you shall give a small inheritance. Wherever the lot falls to any man, that shall be his. According to the tribes of your fathers you shall inherit. But if you do not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you, then those of them whom you let remain shall be as pricks in your eyes and thorns in your sides, and they shall trouble you in the land where you dwell. And I will do to you as I thought to do to them. Numbers 34. The boundaries of the land. The Lord said to Moses, Command the people of Israel, and say to them, When you enter the land of Canaan, this is the land that shall fall to you for an inheritance, the land of Canaan in its full extent. Your south side shall be from the wilderness of Zin along the side of Edom, and your southern boundary shall be from the end of the Salt Sea on the east, and your boundary shall turn south of the ascent of Akrabim, and cross to Zin, and its end shall be south of Kadesh Barnea. Then it shall go on to Hazeradar, and pass along to Asman, and the boundary shall turn from Asman to the brook of Egypt, and its termination shall be at the sea. For the western boundary, you shall have the great sea and its coast. This shall be your western boundary. This shall be your northern boundary. From the great sea you shall mark out your line to Mount Hor. From Mount Hor you shall mark it out to the entrance of Hamath, and the end of the boundary shall be at Zedad. Then the boundary shall extend to Ziphron, and its end shall be at Hazaranah. This shall be your northern boundary. You shall mark out your eastern boundary from Hazaranah to Shephem, and the boundary shall go down from Shephem to Riblah on the east side of An, and the boundary shall go down, and reach to the shoulder of the sea of Chinnereth on the east, and the boundary shall go down to the Jordan, and its end shall be at the Salt Sea. This shall be your land with its boundaries all round. Moses commanded the people of Israel, saying, This is the land which you shall inherit by lot, which the Lord has commanded to give to the 9 tribes and to the half-tribe, for the tribe of the sons of Reuben by fathers' houses and the tribe of the sons of Gad by their fathers' houses have received their inheritance, and also the half-tribe of Manasseh. The 2 tribes and the half-tribe have received their inheritance beyond the Jordan at Jericho eastward, toward the sunrise. Tribal leaders. The Lord said to Moses, These are the names of the men who shall divide the land to you for inheritance, Eleazar the priest and Joshua the son of Nun. You shall take 1 leader of every tribe, to divide the land for inheritance. These are the names of the men, of the tribe of Judah, Caleb the son of Jephunneh. Of the tribe of the sons of Simeon, Shemuel the son of Ammihud. Of the tribe of Benjamin, Elidad the son of Kislon. Of the tribe of the sons of Dan a leader, Bukai the son of Jogli. Of the sons of Joseph, of the tribe of the sons of Manasseh a leader, Haniel the son of Ephod. And of the tribe of the sons of Ephraim a leader, Kemuel the son of Shiftan. Of the tribe of the sons of Zebulun a leader, Elizaphan the son of Parnach. Of the tribe of the sons of Issachar a leader, Paltiel the son of Azan. And of the tribe of the sons of Asher a leader, Ahiad the son of Shalomi. Of the tribe of the sons of Naphtali a leader, Pedahel the son of Ammihud. These are the men whom the Lord commanded to divide the inheritance for the people of Israel in the land of Canaan. Numbers 35. Cities for the Levites. The Lord said to Moses in the plains of Moab by the Jordan at Jericho, Command the people of Israel, that they give to the Levites, from the inheritance of their possession, cities to dwell in, and you shall give to the Levites pasture lands round about the cities. The cities shall be theirs to dwell in, and their pasture lands shall be for their cattle and for their livestock and for all their beasts. The pasture lands of the cities, which you shall give to the Levites, shall reach from the wall of the city outward 1,000 cubits all round. And you shall measure, outside the city, for the east side 2,000 cubits, and for the south side 2,000 cubits, and for the west side 2,000 cubits, and for the north side 2,000 cubits, the city being in the middle. This shall belong to them as pasture land for their cities. The cities which you give to the Levites shall be the 6 cities of refuge, where you shall permit the manslayer to flee, and in addition to them you shall give 42 cities. All the cities which you give to the Levites shall be 48, with their pasture lands. And as for the cities which you shall give from the possession of the people of Israel, from the larger tribes you shall take many, and from the smaller tribes you shall take few, each, in proportion to the inheritance which it inherits, shall give of its cities to the Levites. Cities of refuge. And the Lord said to Moses, Say to the people of Israel, when you cross the Jordan into the land of Canaan, then you shall select cities to be cities of refuge for you, that the manslayer who kills any person without intent may flee there. The cities shall be for you a refuge from the avenger, that the manslayer may not die until he stands before the congregation for judgment. And the cities which you give shall be your 6 cities of refuge. You shall give 3 cities beyond the Jordan, and 3 cities in the land of Canaan, to be cities of refuge. These 6 cities shall be for refuge for the people of Israel, and for the stranger and for the sojourner among them, that anyone who kills any person without intent may flee there. Concerning murder and blood revenge. But if he struck him down with an instrument of iron, so that he died, he is a murderer, the murderer shall be put to death. And if he struck him down with a stone in the hand, by which a man may die, and he died, he is a murderer, the murderer shall be put to death. Or if he struck him down with a weapon of wood in the hand, by which a man may die, and he died, he is a murderer, the murderer shall be put to death. The avenger of blood shall himself put the murderer to death, when he meets him, he shall put him to death. And if he stabbed him from hatred, or hurled at him, lying in wait, so that he died, or in enmity struck him down with his hand, so that he died, then he who struck the blow shall be put to death, he is a murderer, the avenger of blood shall put the murderer to death, when he meets him. But if he stabbed him suddenly without enmity, or hurled anything on him without lying in wait, or used a stone, by which a man may die, and without seeing him cast it upon him, so that he died, though he was not his enemy, and did not seek his harm, then the congregation shall judge between the manslayer and the avenger of blood, in accordance with these ordinances, and the congregation shall rescue the manslayer from the hand of the avenger of blood, and the congregation shall restore him to his city of refuge, to which he had fled, and he shall live in it until the death of the high priest who was anointed with the holy oil. But if the manslayer shall at any time go beyond the bounds of his city of refuge to which he fled, and the avenger of blood finds him outside the bounds of his city of refuge, and the avenger of blood slays the manslayer, he shall not be guilty of blood. For the man must remain in his city of refuge until the death of the high priest, but after the death of the high priest the manslayer may return to the land of his possession. And these things shall be for a statute and ordinance to you throughout your generations in all your dwellings. If anyone kills a person, the murderer shall be put to death on the evidence of witnesses, but no person shall be put to death on the testimony of one witness. Moreover, you shall accept no ransom for the life of a murderer, who is guilty of death, but he shall be put to death. And you shall accept no ransom for him who has fled to his city of refuge, that he may return to dwell in the land before the death of the high priest. You shall not thus pollute the land in which you live, for blood pollutes the land, and no expiation can be made for the land, for the blood that is shed in it, except by the blood of him who shed it. You shall not defile the land in which you live, in the midst of which I dwell, for I the Lord dwell in the midst of the people of Israel. Numbers 36 Marriage of female heirs. The heads of the fathers' houses of the families of the sons of Gilead the son of Machir, son of Manasseh, of the fathers' houses of the sons of Joseph, came near and spoke before Moses and before the leaders, the heads of the fathers' houses of the people of Israel. They said, The Lord commanded my Lord to give the land for inheritance by lot to the people of Israel, and my Lord was commanded by the Lord to give the inheritance of Zelophehad our brother to his daughters. But if they are married to any of the sons of the other tribes of the people of Israel, then their inheritance will be taken from the inheritance of our fathers, and added to the inheritance of the tribe to which they belong, so it will be taken away from the lot of our inheritance. And when the Jubilee of the people of Israel comes, then their inheritance will be added to the inheritance of the tribe to which they belong, and their inheritance will be taken from the inheritance of the tribe of our fathers. And Moses commanded the people of Israel according to the word of the Lord, saying, The tribe of the sons of Joseph is right. This is what the Lord commands concerning the daughters of Zelophehad, let them marry whom they think best, only, they shall marry within the family of the tribe of their father. The inheritance of the people of Israel shall not be transferred from one tribe to another, for every one of the people of Israel shall cleave to the inheritance of the tribe of his fathers. And every daughter who possesses an inheritance in any tribe of the people of Israel shall be wife to one of the family of the tribe of her father, so that every one of the people of Israel may possess the inheritance of his fathers. So no inheritance shall be transferred from one tribe to another, for each of the tribes of the people of Israel shall cleave to its own inheritance. The daughters of Zelophehad did as the Lord commanded Moses, for Mahlah, Tirzah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Noah, the daughters of Zelophehad, were married to sons of their father's brothers. They were married into the families of the sons of Manasseh the son of Joseph, and their inheritance remained in the tribe of the family of their father. These are the commandments and the ordinances which the Lord commanded by Moses to the people of Israel in the plains of Moab by the Jordan at Jericho.